Good morning. It is Saturday, May, I'm going to say 15th? Whatever the Saturday, 14th? Something like that. Anyway, welcome to Gardening 2020, episode 11 of the Gardening Journal. That's redundant. We are leaving for 3 weeks on Wednesday. This is the last weekend to get in the garden to make sure that everything is ready to go until we get back. I think I'm ready. Everything is irrigated. Everything looks like it's growing great. I haven't watered once manually in weeks. Things are growing rapidly. I feel good. There are some things I need to do. There are a few little setbacks, but all in all, I think we're ready. And the other thing that is stressful about this weekend is it's going to rain all weekend. So it is very early in the morning on Saturday, and I'm going to try and get most of my chores done in this garden today, and this should be a quick one. The big thing is that we are waging squirrel war on one birdie's bed, the one with the cucumbers and the beets in it. There is a bird feeder above it, and it was not directly above it, but it got rotated so that it was directly above it, and it was filled with black sunflower seed, which makes the squirrels go crazy. So this was a horrible mistake on my part, our part. And the squirrels want that stuff so badly, they've been getting into the birdie's bed. They have not been eating the plants because the black sunflower seed is in there, which actually introduces all sorts of strategies to me. But they are so motivated, they're getting through the bottom of the bed where the clips are, clipping the netting to the bed. And so I'm a couple things. One, I have added security cameras to the beds. So I learned all this. I would not have known otherwise because they're not actually harming the plants. But I'm really into my security cameras, and I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks, and I wanted to keep an eye on my garden. So I've got these security cameras planted in my garden to see what's happening while I'm gone. And this is how I learned this. And two, when I do go out there and look at the squirrels, they panic, and they don't remember how they got into the bed, and so they chew their way out. And so they are actually capable of chewing through this netting. They don't seem to do it very often. So that is a problem. I got some stronger netting on that one bed, row covers. But the problem is that stuff is so fine meshed that pollinators can't get through it, which is why I'm using this stuff. It is made out of fabric, this stuff, but bees can get through it, so that's why I like it. And, I have a lot of plants that require pollinators, and in that bed, I haven't actually Googled this, but I assume that cucumbers need pollinators. But I'm only on for 3 weeks, so I think what I will do is I will cover it in row cover for while I'm gone. And then when I come back, I'll take it off, and I will let the squirrels come in a little bit here and there. The plants will be a lot stronger, and hopefully they can finish up with the sunflower seed that's in the bed, and then they will leave it alone. That is my hope. If they don't, I'll put the row cover back on, but I'll have given it some time for the pollinators to come. I'm hoping. I don't have a great plan for that. At first, I thought it was evidence for the complete failure of my overall approach using this netting, because they can chew through it, and they have chewed through it as well once right there with the strawberries, which is not good. But I have a camera on the strawberries, and I've had a camera on the strawberries for a week now, and they have not been back. And I closed up that hole. So I think maybe that's good. I don't know. But once I realized it was because of the black sunflower seed, I've also bought some corn squirrel feeders I'm going to leave out far away from the garden while I'm gone. And we'll just keep our fingers crossed. I think we should be in pretty good shape. Other than that, we have to make sure these tomatoes are growing like gangbusters. It's crazy how well the tomatoes are growing, both in this dirt and on their trellising system. They've probably grown 6 inches since last week when I hooked up the trellis. So I need to add new clips at the top because they could grow 1.5 feet while we're gone. It would not shock me. And I need to make sure they're fully supported so they don't start flopping when they pass the last tomato hook. And I have a couple more potatoes to mound. I think 2 more have gotten tall enough that I can mound them before I go. 3 or 4 of them have just failed, which is a bummer. But I do have like 7 or 8 that have worked well, so that is good. And I think I have to add a tomato cage to a cherry tomato plant that is growing really well. I think I will put stakes on the 2 Roma plants that they've taken off, but they're only about 1 foot tall. But I think over the next 3 weeks they will get they'll start flopping if I don't stake them up. So I'll stake those up as well. So a lot of little things to do just to sort of make the garden really solid while we're gone. The other thing is the grapes. I have to make a decision about the grapes. I did leave a grape plant out there all week and nobody ate it, which makes me think I should maybe put other grape plants out there because I got to get them from merging into this netting before it's too late. But if they all get eaten while I'm gone, I'll be really sad. So I got to make that decision today too. And it's going to rain any minute and it's a lot. So let's take the tour of the garden and start working on this stuff. All right, here are the tomatoes, and they are doing lovely since last week. I trimmed and clipped them and trellised them and took out all the little shoots, the little branches that happen at 45-degree angles in between branches, single vine, and they're just killing it. I mean, probably 6 inches of growth since last week. I'm very happy about that. These broccoli are doing shockingly well. They haven't headed up, but the weather has been very cool still. 60s, 70s, 60s mainly. So, you know, we're still in very much spring, late winter, early spring conditions that these guys love. So there's still a chance they'll make it. These 3 weeks till I'm gone is going to be the deciding factor. But it's possible I'll come back to some broccoli. That'd be great. These are Aroma and a San Marzano tomato. They have grown a lot since last week, really taken off. I just staked them. So yeah, looking good, feeling good about these guys. These are the watermelons. They like summer, so it's a little early for them, but they have sprouted. And I got enough sprouts. Not actually a great percentage. I would say that's about half, but it looks like it's enough. We should get some good watermelon vines. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. They're not gonna fit here. Well, this is becoming more cramped than I thought, but we can worry about that when we get back. This is a cherry tomato. Just put it in a cage, and it is doing great. So I think it's good to go. I also staked it. It's probably not gonna grow 1.5 feet while I'm gone. That should be enough to keep it happy while I'm gone. This is a San Marzano. When I transplanted it, I didn't think it was gonna grow, so I put a bunch of seedlings in there. The seedlings sprouted, but so it's actually taken off. I left 2 seedlings just in case, because I feel like I clipped the top of it. So I don't know, it still might not get much higher, but it already has gotten like 3 inches higher. So I think it's in good shape. I thinned a lot of the seedlings, but I left a couple just in case when I get back there's something wrong with it. I can rely on the seedlings. Catnip from our neighbor from a cutting. A few little white stuff on a couple leaves, but it was worse last week, so it is on the mend. I didn't put it in a very big pot because I don't need a lot of it. We don't actually, you know, it's very rare we give our cats catnip, but I wanted to have some, so I don't know. It's gonna probably just stay kind of dwarf like this. One baby bok choy grew, which is kind of like, is it my planting or is it the seeds? I feel like it's probably the seeds. This is good drainage. That one obviously is doing fine. Bok choy like more heat, I think. So I think what I'm going to do is order some different new baby bok choy seeds, and I'm going to replant this when I get back. The fennel failed. I think that it's probably not in a good place, so we will redo the fennel as well when I get back, also with different seeds, because I feel like even with this failure, some of these right here on the sunward side should have at least sprouted, and they did not. Here's my little herb garden. It's already overgrown, but that's fine. That's what I want. Everything's happy. Lavender, good oregano plant, sage plant, parsley, stevia, rosemary, and thyme. And it's exactly the size I need. I don't use a lot of these. I mean, I do use them, but not tons. Basil is what I use the most of. These are my extra seed start tomatoes. I kind of feel like I should plant them somewhere. The tomatoes are doing so well in ground, but I don't know where or what to do with them. I might put a couple right there once the grapes are gone. Not sure. Here is my rose bush. I've never grown a rose before. I don't know if this is good or not, but I'm very happy with it. Look at these awesome flowers. It makes me happy. We're gonna put one of them or two of them in the car on our drive. So yeah, I like our rose bush. Look at that one. That one's great. Come on. Makes me happy. Nothing ever happened with these two raspberries. It's a real bummer. I will start researching, but I'm going to repurpose those pots for something summery when I get back. All the grapes are doing very well. This is something I'd love to take care of today because, as you can see, they're growing into the trellising, which is not good. It's a real gamble, though, because, yeah, that one especially, I need to get these out. As you can see, the one that is on the outside that I put there to see if anybody eats, nobody ate it. I don't know if that's going to stay. I'd feel comfortable moving them all out if I wasn't going away for 3 weeks, because I could keep an eye on them. I could set a camera up. I could see if deer come get them. It was definitely later in the summer that they started getting eaten last year, but I'm not going to be here, so I'm really torn. So I don't know, but I think they got to come out because they're just getting too wrapped up in the netting. So I think I'm going to take 2 more of these out today and just do exactly what I did to the first one, put an 8-foot garden stake in there, trellis them on that, and hope for the best. Here we have the 4 miracle trees, the 2 apple and 2 pear dwarf from Century Farms here in North Carolina that I left in the garage all winter and potted up. And they're growing. So hopefully they keep this up in these pots this spring into summer, and then in the fall I can transplant them. This one is a Gala apple. Got it at the big box store, so I have 3 apples. This one's self-pollinating. The other ones are not, which is why I have 2 of each. For a long time, this one didn't take off, but it has taken off. It's grown quite nicely now, so I will put all 3 of these apple trees and 2 pear trees in the yard in the fall, which is exciting. This is a blueberry bush. This is my biggest pot, and it's doing well. So I think this fall, summer, fall, I gotta figure out when the best time to transplant a blueberry bush is, but this guy's going in the ground. I know where he's gonna go. This is a new grape for 2022. The other grapes are 2 years old. So he's happy. And there's actually 2 new grapes. This guy's a new grape too. So those will stay in here. Those will be my backups if animals eat the other grapes while we are gone. These are the potatoes. I think we have 11. Of those 11, 1, 2, 3, 4 are not growing at all. Just completely failure. That one's got something. Yeah, but it's pretty wet over here. They have good drainage, as you can see. They're under rocks. There's holes on the sides of the buckets. That one is growing. That one is ready to mound up. That one is growing. So it looks like only 1, 2, 3 have failed completely, assuming that one does finally find its groove. And 1 to mound up today. Here we have the lettuce greens bed. I'm very happy with this bed. These are Napa Cabbage. They are growing nicely. I don't need a ton of it, but I like it crunchy in my salad, occasionally in my stir fries. So that's just enough. My mother-in-law eats it too. Spinach, mostly taken off. That little patch there's a transplant there that didn't take, but all that spinach worked. I don't know. I guess I'll tell Janet to come eat this stuff while we're gone. Kind of poor timing with the trip, but hopefully some of it makes it while we are away. Yeah, and then the lettuces, all great. I've been eating this in my salad already. It's delicious. Makes me really happy. Hopefully it lasts till I get back. But if not, that's fine. I am happy it worked. Let's do some weeding while we're doing this. And it's delicious. And this is my greens bed, and it makes me happy, and I'm very into it. Basil's, lovely. Nobody's eating them again this year, which is awesome. Looks like all of them are taking off. That one back there is a little bit slower, but yeah, all from seed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11 different varieties. I love basil. I love infinite varieties of basil. 2 different purple opals, Thai, cinnamon, sweet, you name it, I got it. I'm the basil freak. Very exciting. This is my problem bed. As you can see, everything's growing pretty well, but you can see the beet leaves are getting munched on a little bit by the squirrels when they come in here to eat the black sunflower seed. And they're not eating the cucumber leaves, but they are trampling on them. So it's hampering their growth on some of them. Those are good. Those are good. You can see that right there is where their sunflower seed fell. So those are stymied. One back there just stopped. But all in all, for the amount of abuse they're getting, they are doing pretty well. The plan today is to cover this entire thing, apparatus, including the trellis and these poles, with row cover, and then to bungee it around the edge all the way around so that they cannot get in at all while I'm gone. The row cover has arrived, 10-foot bungee has not. I'm hoping it arrives today. Might not be till tomorrow, but that's the plan. Radishes and carrots. Those radishes were 45-day radishes, and they're technically ready to harvest, but we're going to be gone for 3 weeks, and I can't eat 2 dozen radishes today, tomorrow, and the next day. I'm going to pull a few of the radishes and see how they are, and I think I'm going to roll the dice and leave them in there until we get back. The carrots are due to be maturing right when we get back. I feel like I should thin them a little bit more. I did thin them once, but I think one more time would be good, just because I want some bigger carrots this year. I never thin my carrots enough. This is the celery and onions bed. The onions are all doing great. I got Asian greens, Asian onions, I got shallots. I don't even know if that's celery, and that's the only stuff that is popped up in their 3 rows. I think it's weeds. I'm really torn. I don't want to pull it. I'm just going to let it be until I get back and see what's up. The onions are happy, though, which makes me happy. I did better with celery last year. It grew, at least. I didn't get it big enough because it was in too small of a pot, so I really thought it was going to thrive this year. Maybe it's just too early in the season. I didn't check. I did check planting time. I don't know. I don't know what's up with the celery. That's my biggest seed failure, I think. This is the corn and the bush beans, and it's killing it. This corn is, it's corn. It's growing. It's corn. It's growing. It's crazy. I'm shocked. And then over here we have the beans. They are all going. They should be in good shape by the time I get back. I don't anticipate any problems with this bed while I'm gone. They're going to grow a lot, but I don't think these corn are going to grow 2 feet while I'm gone. But man, at some point I got to figure out what I'm going to do about this bed. Because it's all going to get bigger than the netting can handle at some point. We shall see. This is the peppers bed. I should rework it. I got new netting and I need to stake the hoops so they stay straight. Cable tie into the stakes. I was hoping to do that today. If it doesn't rain, I will get to it. The 3 plants that I bought as transplants are doing great. The other ones are starting to bounce back. It's just been a little cold and rainy, so they're not super happy, but none of them, I don't know, like that whole row has died. I should probably reseed this today. Here are the sunflowers. They're not nice and evenly spaced, and there are whole areas where they didn't grow, but I feel like it is enough. Those at the end are sprouting. There and there. I don't know what at the very end, but I feel like it's enough that once they're mature, it should look like a row. So I think this is in good shape for me being gone. Getting exciting. All right, well, that soil was way more wet than it had any right to be for mounding a potato. I really didn't want to do it, but it's the only, all my soil's wet because it's been raining. My tarp got jiggled into some windstorm. I'm leaving for 3 weeks. The thing clearly needed mounding. It has good drainage. I'm gonna put it on a rock on the concrete for today and tomorrow to like really away from the rain, because it's supposed to rain some more, to really encourage it to drain as much as possible over the next day or two. Fingers crossed. All right, well, we got this thing out of the hoop house, so it's not going to grow into the trellis anymore. It's a total pain to get it out. Got some other one in there. I think I can fix it up inside the hoop house, but it's starting to rain, and I got to get this one irrigated really quick, and then I guess I'll tackle more once the rain stops again. It's intermittent all day, so. pretty hilarious worrying about getting the plant irrigated when it's a massive downpour. But I don't know what the weather's going to be like for the next 3 weeks. Better safe than sorry, right? Okay, well, that was a crazy ass rainstorm. Wonder that those raspberries don't work. Look how flooded they are. No idea why. Anyway, one more grape to move. Then we're going to close up the hoop house. I guess I'll drain these. And then one more grape to move. And then we're going to close up the hoop house for 3 weeks. We're going to go work on the peppers bed and get the hoops fixed and all that stuff. Let's get this grape moved. Farewell, sweet hoop house. Do me proud. I hope all is well. Okay, we have straightened up the hoops on this bed. They were leaning inward. They're still not great, but they're better. And then we replanted all of those peppers. I added seeds next to them with the appropriate pepper plant. So, you know, it's getting warmer. The plants there are not doing well, but it's almost perfect seed germination conditions now. It gets to about 60 at night. So I figured in the next 3 weeks, the seeds should sprout up and one of the two will do better. I did this over in the cucumber bed and the new seeds killed it, so that's my plan. Plus, it's a great experiment for next year to confirm and validate that I don't need to do seed starts and I can just direct sow. So we're gonna check that out. Just adding a few more sunflower seeds where there were gaps in this row. Ironically, these, I didn't need to thin, I needed to unthin. I will never get this right. We're going to thin these carrots and radishes because I want to make sure they get big and plump while we are away. So let's do it. Okay, these are thinned. Yeah, I'm really bad at thinning. I never thin enough. Those carrots have not even made a dent. The radishes are good though. They're nicely thinned. Everything else looks like it's going to be a really good radish. And we got some radishes. These are from the thinned ones, but they look great. I'm going to eat them for a snack today. I'm very excited. All right, well, the rain has returned. I finished everything, a little last minute organization there. Goodbye, garden. I will see you in 3 weeks. My mother-in-law is still living here, so she will keep an eye on things if there's an emergency, but not a super green thumb, but she's here. Don't think of robbing us or anything. And I hope you have a lovely time, and we'll see how everything turns out. Take care, and see you in June.